Hi there, this is Beth Green. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I am alone, and I'll tell you about it later. But first, I want to tell you that the topic tonight is embarrassment. Why is it so painful to be or look just fill in the blanks? And I'm hoping that you guys do fill in the blanks today. So I welcome everybody who's going to be joining us live, who can share on this show, and all of those of you who are going to be joining us in the future who can leave their comments. But first, I'm going to introduce you to Sweet Baby James, who's going to introduce you to our show. Hi there. This is Sweet Baby James, and this is Granny Rocks Our World, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Beth Green, also known as Granny Rocks, shares her wit, her wisdom, and her uncommon sense. So take it away, Granny. Thank you, James. Okay, you might want to know why I was talking to nobody. Well, James is on the road and he just couldn't get here in time. Erica said, hi, Beth, and hello, James, wherever you may be. Lovely. Todd said, hi, Granny. Hi, Todd. So glad to see you. And Helen said, Helen is here. I'm glad. James isn't. So anyway, that's great. So I'm so glad that you're here and others who are joining. Irene said, hi, Granny Rocks. Hello, Irene. So glad to see you guys. Okay, so my topic tonight, as you can see, is embarrassment. Why is it so painful to be or look a certain way? Fill in the blanks. So I want to start talking about what is embarrassment. And just the simple idea, nothing deep. Embarrassment is kind of a self-consciousness with a negative flavor. Don't you think? Now, if you have a bitter one, let me know. But this is like, oh, you're embarrassed. This all of a sudden, instead of thinking about life, about what you're doing, about how cute the dog is, about how beautiful the day is, you're thinking about you. And you're thinking about how you look to other people and how negative that is and how bad that is. So that's kind of what I mean by about embarrassment. And it came to me because I was checking in with my audience as usual, telepathically, what would you like me to talk about tonight? And I just kept hearing over and over embarrassment about, I feel stupid. Now, and it's not just stupid, so we're going to be on to many more. But what's so painful about this is I hate to talk about things like this because some people have a low IQ, and there's no reason that they should be embarrassed or feel criticized by what we're saying. But that is a negative judgment in our world, and so we can talk about that. So some people feel self-conscious, or they feel the pain of looking stupid. Now, why is that? Can anybody out there identify with feeling embarrassed about looking stupid? I see a laugh, so that means that somebody is already identifying. And then there's a close relation, which is foolish or gullible. It's like, oh my God, I thought I was getting a great deal, but as it turned out, I was being cheated, but the wool was pulled over my eyes, and now I don't want anybody to know because I'm embarrassed. Miriam says, Native American, lots of laughs. Hi there, Miriam. Oh, you feel, is it painful to look Native American? Is that what you're saying? That would be very interesting. Please clarify and let us know whether or not that's what you're saying. Well, Miriam, if that is what you're saying, I can tell you that having grown up Jewish in my era, 74 years ago, a lot of people didn't want anybody to know that they were Jewish. Irene says, I feel embarrassed when my ego is laid bare. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing, isn't it? Isn't it, James? Yes, that is really embarrassing. That bothers me too. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad there's another one. Yeah, it's embarrassing because you feel like your laid bare is the perfect expression. Hi, Debbie. She says hi, Beth and James. Love this subject. I'm so glad that you do. So I hope that you tell us something about what it is that you feel is so painful to be or look. And let's take a look at the why of it as well. Okay. So let's just go back because I have others, unpopular with the opposite sex or with the same sex if you're a same sex person, if you have acne, if you're poor, if you stumble while you're walking to the bathroom, all, all of these things are painful because whatever. So let's start back on the stupid. Okay. Why is it so painful to be thought of as stupid or to look stupid? Well, we know that on a deep level there is something terrible about being taken advantage of, and when you're not all there and you're not too smart, it's easier for people to take advantage of you because you may not think things through, and that is painful. And it's not the being quote stupid, and you remember I said in the beginning, I'm not really judging people who are stupid, nor do I judge people who are gullible or fat or unpopular or have acne. I'm not, these are not judgments that I'm carrying. I'm talking about how we feel about these things and how our society feels about these things. And so it is painful when you're not able to see through things and you look foolish. But going back to childhood, do you remember ever hearing anybody, whether it was in your family or on in the world, saying, "Oh, she's so stupid. He's so stupid"? I remember hearing that among the kids when I was in school. Just think about the way that word feels and remember the first time you ever heard it. When did you first hear the word stupid? Where did that even come from? I mean, when you're a little child, you're not going about your life thinking, oh, this is stupid, that's stupid. You're in the crib and you're saying, Dada Doodoo, I want the. Anyway, Karen, hi, Beth and James, great topic. Thank you, Karen. So glad you're here live with a big love. So, when we're in the crib, we're not thinking, oh, of the three people who came over to my crib this morning, one was stupid, the second one was fat, and the third one has acne, right? Those judgments have not come up yet, right? But so we're at this moment, we say to ourselves, when did this first happen to us? When did we first hear that word? Richard is here too, Helen says. Hello, Richard. When did you first hear that word, stupid? How was it said? With what tone of voice? Erica said yes. Being taunted or criticized in childhood made that early impact. No skills to counter the attack. Very good, Erica. Very good. We didn't have any sort of what's the word for it? I like your word, skills, to counter the attack, but I'm thinking no protection. We didn't have our walls up yet. We didn't know, the first time that somebody with cerebral palsy, is being taunted and teased by other children, that very first time, that may have been a shock, or unless it happened to them and their family. And then all of a sudden, you discover that this quality of yours is going to make you a target of derision, meaning, being put down by others. And children are cruel. I don't know how often this comes up, in people's thinking, but the truth is that children are cruel. Children are loving, children are sweet, and children are cruel. And they're not thinking about, because they haven't been taught to care about how someone else feels. Plus, they're probably trying to protect themselves against some judgment that somebody has about them. So, stupid, I can remember that word, hearing it. He's so stupid. She's so stupid. Now, foolish or gullible, as I mentioned before, that's about being naive. You know, people are fooling you. So that really makes you look like a fool. Oh my God, a fool. Like, we're not all fools. I mean, I'm a fool. I'm a fool every day. You know, I've gotten so used to admitting that I'm a fool that it doesn't even bother me. Oh, that was dumb. Oh, yeah, I still can't figure this out. Or, gee, I'm so sorry that I've asked you this question 5 times, but I still don't get it. Would you please? I am not going to let the fear of being criticized or made fun of get in the way of me actually getting the information that I need. Now, what about fat? Oh my God. Talk about being taunted or criticized. Fat, fat, fat. Oh, she's fat. Now, when you have somebody like my mother who is like, was like a rail, she had some body fat, which humans do. I didn't realize that. And she thought she was fat. I woke up I grew up with the absolute terror of being fat because everybody was fat to my mother unless you were Twiggy. Okay, a lot of you out there don't know who Twiggy was, but she was an extremely, extremely emaciated model, right? So that was a word that was just fraught with so much pain that if you had anybody tell you you were fat, or if you looked in the mirror and thought you were fat, that was devastating. Now, what about unpopular with whatever gender you're attracted to? So if it's a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, a man and a woman, or a trans with a whatever. So anyway, that's horrible. I remember going to the dance and nobody ever asked me to dance. I mean, nobody asked me to dance. So, my parents, they forced my brother to go to the 1 or 2 dances with me because I was going to be there absolutely alone the whole time. Well, what does that mean? Oh my God. That means that nobody is attracted to me. That is devastating, right? Right. Okay, of the, 200 people in my school at that age who were at that dance, or 100 or 50 or 17, they weren't attracted to me. Well, was I really attracted to them? I mean, maybe I was like smitten with the idea of that some popular person was going to be attracted to me. But, is this the end of the world? But it feels like that. It's shameful. It makes us self-conscious because it makes us think that people are going to think that there's something wrong with us. What about if we have acne? How the hell are we going to cover that up? Mounds of makeup at the age of 13. Oh, she has acne. Well, you start thinking about these things and you start adding them up. See, this is what I'm trying to do. Or let's say you're poor. Poor. Big deal. You're poor. Well, that must mean that, your wife is gambling all the money away, or isn't smart enough to have a good job, or we have to hide this. We don't want anybody to know that we used to, we now have a big house, but it has no furniture in it because it's all been repossessed. Or my favorite one is stumbling. I would have one drink, and I would be drunk because that's the kind of girl I am. And then I would be stumbling, and that was so embarrassing. I looked like a klutz. I actually looked like I was drunk. So now I want you to say to yourself, whatever was the word that was most painful to you, most painful to you when you were a child, and see if you can remember where you got that. Who said it? Whose judgments were they? Was it a parent who judged you that way? Was it a sibling who would taunt you? Was it somebody at school? Was it a teacher who made fun of you? So I want you to think about that now. And when you come up with that word, write it down in the comments, but say it out loud, out loud, out loud, out loud. Say that word. Fat, stupid, whatever, snotty, arrogant, selfish, whatever the insult that is so painful to you to be thought of. Let's see if we get any more shares in the comments, but think of that word and do share it. And if you don't want to share it, just say it over and over and over now. I'm listening. I hope you're speaking at least to yourself. Are people saying their words? I hope so. I have to take it on faith. If you're writing something, Irene, unpopular. Irene is so unpopular. Like, that is such a terrible thing. Todd is stupid. And think about when you first heard that word or a word like it and how it was used. It may not have been used to describe you. It may have been used to describe somebody else, and you never want to be like them, do you? Busy. Oh, bossy. I think Helen meant bossy. Ooh, bossy. She's so bossy. Yes. Are you making the association? It would be so healing for us to make the association of where we got that idea, where we first heard that word used in such a negative way. Karen, nuisance. Oh, you're such a nuisance. Just your existence, right? The fact is, as children, we are all nuisances. Erica, fat, and it was synonymous for unwanted. And nuisance is unwanted too, isn't it? And bossy is also related to unwanted, isn't it? It's like, who wants her telling me what to do? And of course, Irene, unpopular, is clearly unwanted. Stupid could be referring to unwanted too, in the sense that you have nothing to contribute. And now I want each one of us to look at the person we first heard that from, whether it was that exact word or it was that message. And I want you to put your hands on your hips, just like you were me, Granny Rocks, right? Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks. And look them straight in the eye and say, and what if I am? And now look at them with some compassion and say to them, I wonder why you have to be so mean. Look them in the eye. I wonder why you have to be so mean. I feel sorry for you. Well, it looks like I have burned through my time tonight. I want to thank you so much for joining me and for helping me out here without having sweet baby James. He is on his way home, and I pray he gets here before it gets dark. And I want you to hug yourself. And now say that same word, whatever it is, whether it's stupid or selfish or nuisance or fat or bossy or unpopular or whatever. And I want you to say that word with love in your heart, love for yourself, and say, you're such a nuisance. But saying it with this love energy. You're so stupid. You're so bossy. You're so fat. You're so unpopular. And let's start putting love in there. The skill Erica brought up, I didn't have the skills to be able to deal with them. And we're developing them right now. Say those words to yourself over and over with the energy of love and see if those words don't change for you. Erica said, self hugs, self love, and thanks. Mwah, mwah. Hugs, love, and thanks back. I'll see you on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for Grow. Granny Rocks Our World. And tonight we're having growth. Granny Rocks Our World to Heal, which is our video conference. And you can check all the information out on the post. See you then. Bye-bye.